15 Things You Didn't Know About John McAfee. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. Today we're revealing some interesting and surprising facts about one of the most eccentric figures of the tech world, John McAfee. John McAfee was born September 18, 1945 in England. He has dual British and American citizenship since birth, since his father was an American soldier who had met his British mother while stationed in England. He graduated from Roanoke College in 1967 with a degree in mathematics. Before founding McAfee Associates in 1987, he worked with NASA, Xerox, Lockheed, and other companies. John created the first cybersecurity company, and by the end of the 80s, McAfee Associates was a multi-million-dollar company. The business only got more successful as the threat of computer viruses increased. In 1994, he resigned from the company and 2 years later sold his shares for close to $100 million. His life has taken several turns since then, which include living in Belize, being wanted for and questioned in a murder case, acting as a fugitive, being accused of various crimes, establishing a company called Future Tense Central, running for president, and acting as the CEO of MGT Capital Investments. And in 2018, he stepped down from MGT to focus on cryptocurrencies. The fact that he invented the first cybersecurity software is probably one of the least interesting things about this prominent tech figure. So, let's take a closer look now at the 15 things you didn't know about John McAfee. Number 1. The company he founded was sold to Intel for $7.7 billion back in 2011. In 2011, McAfee Associates was purchased by Intel for $48 a share in a deal that totaled $7.68 billion. However, John resigned from his company in 1994 and sold his shares 2 years later, so he did not personally profit from the multi-billion-dollar sale. Then, in 2016, Intel sold a majority stake of McAfee to the investment firm TPG for $4.2 billion. Number 2. He called McAfee the worst software on the planet. When asked whether he uses the internet security software that bears his name, John says that he takes it off his devices because he finds it too annoying. When Intel announced in 2014 that they were changing the name of the software from McAfee to Intel Security, John said, "I am now everlastingly grateful to Intel for freeing me from this terrible association with the worst software on the planet." However, the software continues to bear his name. Number 3. He doesn't believe in intellectual property. McAfee doesn't think that ideas can be owned, so he doesn't believe in intellectual property rights or laws. Proof of this can be seen on the packages of his first antivirus software. Each package clearly contained the words, "Please steal this software." Number 4. He claims he is the most popular hacking target. McAfee has stated that being the developer of the first commercial antivirus program has made him one of the most popular hacking targets in the world. He says that hackers see him as a badge of honor. For this reason, John takes some extra measures to protect his security. For example, having someone else buy his computers and devices, and changing his IP address several times a day. Number 5. He created a new political party called the Cyber Party. In 2015, McAfee announced that he would be running for the 2016 United States presidential election as the candidate of the newly formed Cyber Party, which John himself founded. The party was focused on opposing government surveillance, as well as other cybersecurity and online privacy issues. After a few months, however, John abandoned his new party and instead sought the Libertarian Party nomination, but he lost out to Gary Johnson. Number 6. His first business was focused on selling magazine subscriptions. While John was in college, he came up with the idea for his first business, which was selling magazine subscriptions door to door. He would tell each person they won a free subscription, but just had to pay a small shipping and handling fee. In actuality, the fee cost more than the subscription itself, but John said that many people fell for the ruse because of his confidence, and he made a fortune. Number 7. He used to be addicted to LSD and cocaine. After college, McAfee began to regularly take LSD and snort cocaine. While working at Missouri Pacific Railroad in St. Louis, he would drop acid every morning before work, and then he was in charge of routing trains all day. One day, he was introduced to a new psychedelic drug called DMT. He snorted a line of the drug and didn't feel any effects, so he decided to snort the whole bag, even though he was at work. This resulted in him running outside and hiding behind a trash can for hours, hearing voices and experiencing other hallucinations. Unsurprisingly, he never went back to that job. Later, when he was working as the director of engineering for a company called Omex, he would snort cocaine at his desk and sell it to his coworkers. He would also drink a bottle of scotch every day. His wife left him, he lost his job, and he was living like a hermit in his house when he decided to get help. He went to his first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting back in 1983 and claims to have been sober ever since. Number 8. He has been sued over 200 times since starting McAfee Antivirus. John says one of the things he dislikes most about America is that anyone who is wealthy gets sued a lot. He's been sued over 200 times since creating McAfee Antivirus, and he says he's never had less than 5 lawsuits ongoing at the same time. Number 9. His net worth peaked in 2007 at $100 million. John made a sizable amount of money from his time with McAfee and his other business dealings and investments. By 2007, his net worth had peaked to $100 million. Unfortunately, the following year, thanks to the global financial crisis and recession, the value of his investments plummeted and he lost the majority of his wealth. Today, his net worth is estimated at $4 million. Number 10. He sold almost everything he owned and moved to the jungle in 2009. After losing a significant portion of his wealth in the recession of 2008, John sold off nearly everything he owned, including properties in Hawaii, Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado, and his 10-passenger plane, and moved to the jungle of Belize. He claimed he was searching for natural antibiotics in the rainforest, and he constructed a laboratory on his property, which may have been why he was arrested by the Belize Police Department for unlicensed drug manufacturing. He was later released without charges. Fun fact, Belize made our list of 10 countries where rich people can do whatever they want. If you want to find out which other countries made the list, click in the top right corner to watch our video. Number 11. He claims the Belize government accused him of murder because he has evidence of corruption. In 2012, the government of Belize sought out McAfee as a person of interest in the shooting murder of his neighbor. He had had previous encounters with the Belize police, so he refused to answer any questions from the authorities for fear he would be killed. John claims the only reason he was accused of murder was because he had evidence of corruption in the Belize government, and they were trying to silence him. Number 12. He invented observational yoga. If you hate exercise, the form of yoga that McAfee invented is probably perfect for you. While he was in Belize, he charged people $200 a month to watch other people do yoga with the idea that if you watch a person move in a certain way, you'll subconsciously want to move that way yourself as you go about the rest of your day. John claimed that there's scientific basis to this, saying that through osmosis, if you watch others be active, it will impact you as well. He calls this observational yoga, and he actually thought about franchising the idea at one point. Number 13. He lives in Lexington, Tennessee. In early 2015, after years of being on the run, John settled down with his wife in a small town called Lexington in the mountains of West Tennessee. The house is well secured, and John said he's ready to defend his property with a security detail, pit bulls, and an arsenal of guns. Number 14. Johnny Depp has been cast to play him in an upcoming film. Johnny Depp has been cast to play John McAfee in a biopic about him called King of the Jungle that is based on McAfee's wild experiences living in the jungles of Belize, and the experience of a Wired magazine reporter who went to Belize to interview John but ended up getting pulled into his world. The directors who previously directed Man on the Moon and Crazy Stupid Love say the story will revolve around paranoia, machine guns, sex, and murder. Number 15. He met his wife the day after he got deported from Guatemala. When John fled Belize being wanted for murder, he headed to Guatemala to seek political asylum. His request was denied, and he was arrested for entering Guatemala illegally. He was supposed to be deported back to Belize, but after he faked 2 heart attacks, it was decided he would be sent straight back to America. He landed in Miami in December 2012, and the next day he met his future wife, Janice. She was working as a prostitute at the time, and John felt like she deserved a new start. Janice, who is 37 years younger than John, says that he's given her a new home and a new meaning in life. Now that you've learned some more about John McAfee, we'd like to know, which fact about his life do you think is the most surprising? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. John believes that the government of Belize is actively trying to kill him, so he takes extreme precautions for his own security. For example, he'll only travel in his well-fortified truck with a 1,400-pound crash guard, blinding lights, an ear-piercing siren, and 5 guns. He also travels with his security guard, who is of course armed as well. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.